All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. I am feeling great right now. Super, super excited and happy to be awake. Um, I just I woke up really early, 5:45, like I usually do, and I was not feeling super hot, so I didn't get any of my dailies done yet. My energy is kind of getting to the top right now, so I just want to get that taken care of. Alon, I can confirm that I can see your chat this morning. I know we were talking about that in Discord. So I'm just going to get that done super quick, and then you can, I guess, see how methodical I am with all of this stuff every morning when I get my stuff done. And then we'll go into those roster reviews and do all of our fun stuff for the day. Do I need more of this? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right, let's just pop here. 20, 28 for all my tinfoil hat friends, right? And then we always got to go in and 28. Oh, I can't do math right now. 40, shit. 46, 454. This is basically my morning normally at like 6 or so. Doing math and just trying to get everything, all of my energies out of the way. The only things that I don't do are my arena payouts. I should probably just do my regular arena at the very least, but I usually don't. Just out of habit, I guess. All right. So I don't need to. I stopped 3 and 5. I stopped refreshing these ever since we found out about Jar Jar Binks, because I don't need Bo-Katan right now, but I still want to do my daily. I still want to get there. Okay, so we're 5 for 10 right now, and the only thing I'm going to do differently than normal is because Paz is at 73 of 75. I want to get him to that 75 so I can start tracking his data separately, right? So I have to do that one at a time to get there, right? So we're at 6 and 11, 6 and 12, 6 and 13, 6 and 14. Of course, that means I'm going to have to do that again tomorrow too, right? So 6 and 15, we're going to pop that over here, so 49. 6 is 8. Yeah, man, I can't. It takes me a lot more effort than I would care to admit to do some math in the morning. I think that's all I'm tracking right now, though. So it makes it just a little easier. I don't need to track my chirotech anymore. We already kind of dispelled all of the theories behind that. Oof. Okay. I got to get the rest of these. And it's always, without fail, it's always something different because I don't actually go in order every day. I kind of just do. It's always something different that I forget, right? I want to get it down to just my two arenas. And every morning I'll go into the objectives tab and I'll realize, oh, I forgot this, or oh, I didn't do my whatever event is coming up that needs to be done. Always got to get my free crap. All right, I need get 3, or I need keypads. So I'm gonna hold off on my get 3, just because I would like to take all of the Gungans to R9 in the shorter term, and we're just gonna take whatever I'm low on, which seems to be the way that I like to do it. Your mod score. It's really funny, Grimsy. If people check my mod score all the time, and it's not like super great. I've just been playing the game really long, so I feel like where I'm at, there is a diminishing return on what your mod score will do for you. Right? If you're spending so many crystals to build up your mod score, but you're getting an extra, 800 crystals a week for it, are you actually winning out in that equation? My belief is no. So it's very rare that I even look at mod score. I should probably start. But if we get through everything we need to today, and you want me to kind of take a look at your roster, I'd be more than happy to kind of give you some pointers and some advice on where to go. Let's see, where did we do it? All right, we got them all done. Perfect. Excellent. Love it. So now that we've got that done, and I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I mean, if you've only been playing for a year and a quarter and you're in K2, you're doing awesome, right? Like, I'm assuming there's some spending involved there, but like, I don't give a shit. As long as your bills are paid, it's none of my business what you do, you know? But that's awesome. I play in K2 and I play very minimally. I can't even remember words today. I'm a turtle, so I play it with as little effort as possible, and I stay pretty close to the top of K2. So the first one I got today is somebody that was on stream on Friday, and I was doing all Friday, all week rather. I had off from work, so I was doing roster reviews every day. This week. Man, this week I probably did more roster reviews than when they had that GoFundMe for AP Gains a while back, right? I was doing roster reviews for donations towards that, and I had just so many that I needed to knock out super, super quickly. But before I was doing them on streams, right? I was doing it all text-based. That was a very fun week. This week, I think I did more than that, and that was, I don't even know how many I did. All right, so this first one I got here, the godly one, his GG is up. I haven't looked at it yet. Just based off of what I have, Rebel Roundup, Forest Moon, Places of Power, Military Might are all CT3. Ground War is CT1. Secrets and Shadows, Fanatical Devotion are both nothing. My shard has mostly 7-star Leviathans with a couple 7-star Executors and Profundities. I am usually only able to hit 11 because it's near impossible to beat 7-star Leviathans with 6-star Leviathan, which is pretty true. A lot of it is locked behind that 7-star. I have tried several times to get in contact with my fleet shard to no avail. All right, so that sucks. I don't know if they might be international players that are just, they don't respond to their PMs, or they're just ignoring you. So you might have like more of a mafia situation going on, which I don't see very often. It's rare that I see that, but we want to kind of keep that in mind. With a 6-star Leviathan, though, you're fairly close, right? So you're at the point where hopefully you'll be able to hit that 10 minus pretty soon in the near term. I just finished Jedi Knight Luke, and I'm now going for Rey. I got the Lightspeed bundles. While I'm waiting for Radish shards, I plan to finish my GG team. My guild wants me to work on it. It was either GG or Inquisitors, so obviously I took GG. Also, my guild gets 35 Riva and doesn't care if more people go Inquisitors or not. So you have to either go GG with Droidica, Ami, or Inquisitors. After I finish Rey, I plan to probably go JML since I'm already pretty close. Then maybe C. I have taken a month or two break before this, so I won't be able to get Bane with the time he's in Conquest, so it will take me a little longer. I want to be efficient, but I'm very much against farming teams like Inquisitors, where sure you get Riva shards, but the amount of effort to put in to get a trash team until you finally get Riva is just so high. Alright, let's kind of take a look here, and let's see what's going on in my chat that I missed. Not too much. Alright, perfect. Alright, so we got a player who's doing pretty good on the assault battles, just got Jedi Knight Luke, bought the Lightspeed bundles, hates the Inquisitors, 6 million. The arena page, we're probably, I think we said we were hitting like 11. Alright, well, actually, since the last 2 days, it looks like we're doing a little bit better. I wonder if we got a 7-star. No, still 6-star. Let's see what's going on here. GL gear needed first. It's one of my favorite tools on GG. it's one of like the reasons why it blows my mind when people do this in game, because not having access to these tools is crazy to me. Okay, that's not too bad. Sith Eternal Emperor, we're pretty good. Lord Vader, we probably don't. Okay, Star Killer, we didn't buy those bundles. I know we don't have that. Jabba, Executor, Profundity, Afra, not useless, but just not something that you need to push for. Kestis, Leviathan we have, and Leia. Alright, let's take a look. I want to check out these Jedi first. Jedi Knight Luke is still low. Okay. One thing I will say is that if you're not going Jedi Master Luke in the very short term, and by very short term I mean like your priority project right now, even getting Jedi Knight Luke to relic levels in the short term, you should be able to do at the very least CT2 on Ground War. You can definitely do CT3 with the right teams and the right modding. If you were to do something like very low speed Jedi Knight Luke, no speed secondaries at all, very high speed Hermit Yoda, like super high speed, Jedi Knight Revan. You really need a tank though. Yeah, without like a dedicated like the Kenobi, that might be tough. You might have to wait till Jedi Master Luke. Let's just take a quick look. Rebel, that's awesome, man. Like that's the way to do it, is if you can cooperate with your shard, then you're perfect. H2O, dude, I was nursing like the worst headache, because after you left we went to the distillery next door, and that was a big mistake, like a really big mistake. So I've been up since like 2:30 in the morning actually, and I took like a maybe an hour long nap at some point. I am definitely going off of Advil right now, but the Wendy's that I got and the Thai food that came in clutch, so that has helped me nurse anything too big. All right, let's see, what are we doing with Radis? You can't distract me today. I need to be on this mission. I gotta get everything done. All right, so we're still waiting on getting the Radis event done. Okay, we're still waiting on getting those shards then, right? Because we do not have Radis at all. Let's just check out these ships. Lando's Falcon. We cannot hang like we used to. Not at all. It's sick. It's really awful. Okay. All right. We're not in a bad way. That was some of the best Wendy's I've ever had, man. And I had Wendy's the day before, but it didn't matter. It was so perfect at that point. All right, so here's what I want to say to do with Rey. And I find a lot of people are in this position when it comes to the Lightspeed bundles. Yeah, you have to go for her just because you spent the $10, and no GL is a bad GL, or no GL is a bad unit, right? Any GL is going to help your roster out. What I would probably suggest is putting a little bit of priority towards the ships to get those shards so that you can start the Radis event. But after that, the rest of it kind of do as a slow farm, right? Don't refresh the Radis event. Wait for that to come by every 2 weeks, because I imagine with any Lightspeed bundle purchasing group, you're going to be in a super big Zeta crunch, and you're not going to be able to effectively put her team together right away. So it's not a bad idea, while you're waiting for Radis to kind of finish up, yes, build the relics on the characters that still need your relicking. So that still takes priority, just so that it gets taken out of the way. But over those like 6 to 8 weeks or whatever amount it is, because I can't math right now, just build up those shards and absolutely start working on Jedi Master Luke. Okay, you already have Jedi Knight Luke, which is the hardest part of that farm and the most pain in the ass part of that farm. Jedi Master Luke will give you the tool you need in order to beat CT3 on Ground War, just because you don't have any strong tanks right now, right? General Kenobi's great if you want to relic him. He's super awesome. There was a point in this game where it was basically mandatory to relic him. I don't necessarily know if he's mandatory right now for you. So Jedi Master Luke will give you the tank that you need to kind of survive that onslaught in the CT2 and in the CT3. He's also hands down the best Conquest unit. And you'll kind of see that later today as I go through Conquest and I start doing like the different tricks for the things that I need to shore up at this point, right? He will blow you out of the water in terms of acquisition for Conquest units. I've also heard, and I have to stipulate, I stipulate this every time, I have never had to do Proving Grounds. The only Proving Grounds I've done are TIE Interceptor and Razor Crest, and that's only because CG messed up at those times and allowed us to do them the first time around, even though you already had them. I've only had to do them for fun, and they're not fun. But I have heard that Jedi Master Luke can do all of the current tiers with the correct teams. I've also heard that SLKR can do all of the current ones with the correct teams. So between the two of them, you should be in pretty good shape for being able to shore up the things that aren't working for you right now. Okay, so the question isn't necessarily a short-term one of what do I do after I get Rey, because you're going to kind of be working on Rey and Jedi Master Luke in tandem. The question is, what do you do after Jedi Master Luke? I am a huge proponent of C, right? Everybody knows it. I'm constantly quoting, go for C, go for C, go for C. But a lot of the benefit you're getting out of C, you already have. Okay, you're telling me you're doing, well, you know what, let me just confirm, just because you didn't say CT3, and it would be really silly if you just meant like mythic tier. Well, I could definitely see this doing CT3. A little bit tough, but I could definitely see it happening. Maybe with, no, you don't have Super Commando. You're losing a lot of the benefit from C that an earlier game account gets out of him. I think that there's like this perfect trifecta kind of triangle between going for Jedi Master Luke, and a lot of people say this too. Well, it's not really a triangle, it's more like a square, because Jedi Master Luke, Jabba, Profundity, and Leia all like have this nice synergy overlap. I don't necessarily think you need to go for Profundity right now because you have Executor and you have Leviathan. God, I can't read and talk at the same time. I don't necessarily think you need to go for Profundity in the short term, and I don't really think Leia needs to be done in the short term, but I would seriously consider Jabba. Jabba's going to be a great GL for Conquest, just because anytime there is a no Force users, you can still use him. You can't use him with no Galactic Legends, obviously. But it kind of like knocks that out of the park. Smuggler's Run 2 is one of the hands down like best ROI events in this game, right? Especially when we're talking about things like mod score and shoring up your mod score. And as you're doing new Galactic Legends on the quicker end of things, you're going to want to have the ability to upgrade everything that you're doing. So I think the right choice is Rey, Jedi Master Luke kind of in tandem, right? Depending on when Rey's Radis stuff finishes up. Finishing up Jedi Master Luke, and then going for Jabba. Now, in terms of Inquisitors versus GG, right? And yes, so I did, for those who are not in the know, we had a little bit of a meetup in North Jersey yesterday, and like the stupid nerds that we are, we sat around a table and talked about the game just a little bit too much. And we were discussing C and how C is really solid in Conquest, but only if you use him right. You do need to bring him in solo, and you do need to have the right data discs. But if you do that, he is solid. I think for you, Jabba's the better way to go. And Godzilla, good morning, man. Thanks. I've been playing around with things with the stream, and trying new things. And I think I'm happy with this one, and there's a few things I still want to shore up, but I think that's kind of the cool part of the evolution of the channel is watching those things change over time. So in terms of doing GG or Inquisitors, I so your guild is doing 35 shards of Third Sister, which means you're actually going to get Third Sister relatively quickly. I don't. It's kind of tough because I agree with you that the cryotech cost on Inquisitors is really high, especially compared to GG. GG you can do at a very low cost because all of those characters are older. They're all pre-Chirotech, so only to get them to Relic to Gear 13. Inquisitors, however, when you do get Third Sister, which is not going to be that long, surprisingly, it's going to be like 4 or 5 months, depending on how many shards you have right now. But when you do have her, you're going to have a really, really solid team that is going to, one, give you another assault battle, right? One that's only important once you actually start using Inquisitors. But two, just they're... I can't stress enough how much Inquisitors are amazing in Conquest. And as a turtle, how amazing that Inquisitor's team is for taking out certain GLs like Jedi Master Luke in GAC, where I kind of have to do those things in a different way from other players. I think that you're on the right path doing GG though, specifically because it'll also give you gas, right? Even if you're 501st, and we'll check them now. I'm assuming your 501st is not super great if you don't have gas yet, but even if you don't have the 501st right now, gas does surprisingly well in a Jedi squad. So as you build up your GG team, right, and you're putting relics on like Magna Guard, and you're putting relics on B2 and B1, it's going to make the gas event so much easier for you. And it's just a stupid thing to not go for. So I'm going to reinforce your decision right now to go for GG. The other reason being, because it's all core gear, you're going to find you will be able to work on it kind of in tandem with your GLs when you are limited by Chirotech or you're limited by relic materials, right? So I kind of think that that's the best route for you. I think you're mostly on the right path. But I would definitely switch over to Jabba from C, and then I think you're good to go. Godzilla, that's awesome, man. So that means you're pretty close to SLKR right now, so you should be kind of like on that track, which is cool. You know, those every GL is pretty much transformative to an account. At least, you know, at least in my opinion, it does really help. So we're going to move on to this next one, and Warlock, I saw you on the channel before, and because I haven't been droning on for hours at this point, I'm assuming that you're still here. So if because we're looking at your roster now, if you have anything to add or any context, you know, say it in chat, and we'll kind of change that up based off of what you're telling me. So let's see, Fleet Shard, top is Executor, Mixed Stars. So a newer shard. Beyond that is Profundity, and some non-GL ships. Okay, Rebel Roundup, and Forest Moon, Military Might, Ground War, and Secrets and Shadows, all CT1. That's kind of surprising. I'm going to just assume that you're doing Secrets and Shadows with Captain Rex then. But we'll find out in a second. But if you're doing that, that's great, because that's one that I usually don't recommend to people earlier on. If you're already doing it, you're golden. And then Places of Power, we're pre-CT right now, okay. Currently working on Ewoks for C-3PO, planning on going for Jedi Knight Luke after that. Building a GR fleet. Apart from that, bolstering a range of teams, Troopers, BB, Iden, Treya, Padme, CLS, GG, Jedi Knight Revan. Find it difficult to get tunes to G13. Also planning on getting Executor at some point in the not too far future, trying to find a middle way between efficiency and fun projects. Would love to go for Jar Jar, but makes no sense for me. I get that. It really does not make sense for me to drop 70,000, 80,000 crystals on Jar Jar, 100,000, depending on how mean CG is, but I'm gonna do it anyway just because it's Jar Jar. Not gonna get any sequel stuff anytime soon. Most likely no Lightspeed bundles. Mods have been a mess for a long time due to a lack of understanding, and slowly working on that now. Thanks in advance. All right, perfect. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got here, shall we? You know what, Godzilla? I haven't even looked with those Zori drops because I already have her. But how are the drops on her? Have they been pretty decent? Because there's a bonus event going on right now, I think, right? Or it's maybe in a day or two for some of our future people. All right, let's see what we got. So the important thing when I ask people, and one of the reasons I see a lot of streamers and people just kind of say, hey, post your GG in chat. One of the reasons I direct people to Reddit is I like to find out a little bit more about the person playing the game, because in my head I'm always going to give the most efficient route. But when I hear people are they want to be efficient, but they also want to have fun and level the characters they want, or they have an aversion to certain characters, I want to keep that in mind, and I want your account to be fun for you versus, fun for me, which is a totally different beast. Okay. Chimera, yeah. 23rd. Well, that still shores it up so far. Is it a one-day event? I honestly don't know. I didn't even know they were doing Zori drops until I saw it, because I was so enamored with Jar Jar that I forgot to check everything else. Okay, so we have our Wampa. We have our Hoda. We're still working on Rebel Officer Leia, okay, who I'm pretty sure you need for Jedi Knight Luke, but you're getting there. Let's check out some of these ships. Okay, got Razor Crest, man. 5 days are, oh man, 5 days you're gonna get a perfect amount. You're gonna be solid. You lucked into that grind. B-28. We have our Houndstooth, Slave 1. Am I missing? Oh, Ig 2000. Definitely start working on Ig, 100%. Xanadu Blood. Finish up Xanadu Blood. Okay, and let's take a look here. See where we are at. We're not doing sequel stuff right now. I know that. Jedi Knight Luke. Alright. Star Killer. Grand Inquisitor. Far. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's take a look. I'm just curious how you're doing Secrets and Shadows, so let's just kind of see if you built up your... No. Does Captain Rex really carry that event that hard that you're able to do this with your Phoenix? Even at G12? That's awesome if he is. That's something I need to keep in mind. Because there's no way you're doing it with your Night Sisters. Right? That's something I really got to keep in mind, that it really is that much. That's great. That's like solid. All right, let's see. Places of Power. Yeah, so see, Rex is, wow. Like, I knew Rex was strong, and I knew he allowed you to do that, but I didn't realize as low as yours are. That's awesome. Let's see what our Sith look like. Okay. Honestly, you like that Treya team, man. You could probably do CT1 of Places of Power pretty soon. If you were to do like Papa, Palp, Lead, Darth Vader, Savage, maybe a G12 Treya and Nihilus, you could probably run that on auto. Like, I was running CT1 of Places of Power on auto at super low gear. Yeah, the thing is, everybody knows that I like to auto things, but when it comes to saving me time, it's always like a timing thing, and I would say even I would try it now. It might be hard right now, but if you bring Neolis and Treya up just a little bit with a pop-up palp lead, and you slow burn CT1, you can probably do it. Maybe not on auto, but once the once you have him at G12, 100% on auto, you'll easily be able to do it. And one of the reasons I'm saying that is I just noticed that that's one of the fun farms that you're kind of messaging me about, right? Is the Treya farm. So I wouldn't say bring him to relics just yet. But if you were to bring up Treya and Neolis, you'll get that place as a power bonus without any Chirotech investment, right? Just having them at G12, I think. Oh, so you do. So you must have gotten that maybe like right after you send it to me, because I think that event just came around, didn't it? Because I'm looking here and it says pre-CT, but I think that event was like yesterday, so maybe you got it then. So then that's perfect. We'll ignore that then. You're good to go with where you are. Perfect. I'm just reading off of the message that I got from you. H2O, man, yeah, I saw those in the store today. I'm happy for everybody else, but I'm kind of upset for myself because I can't buy them, right? I'm not kidding. Every single crystal has to go towards Jar Jar. So I'm watching those packs kind of just wither away in front of me and going like, oh crap, man, like I can't buy them. I should be pretty flush myself though, so I'm not too terribly concerned. All right, so you're finishing up 3PO, going after Jedi Knight Luke. One thing that I would really say here, and this is something that I kind of tell to everybody that wants to play more for fun, right? And they want to do like their fun farms. There are some projects in this game that are going to significantly speed you up to the point where you will be able to do more of your fun farms in a shorter time. I would say you need to put a higher degree of priority on Executor, a much higher degree of priority on that Executor. Because once you start getting fleet crystals consistently, you are going to find that you are so flush with crystals that you are more willing to, refresh things or refresh nodes or energies or buying a pack in the store every once in a while with crystals. And you'll find that those farms that you want to do just for the fun of it are going to be significantly sped up. So I think that should be one of your greater priorities right now, is that Executor grind. And it's going to suck at first, but you're probably, based on your fleet chart, you're probably not going to have to bring it to 7 stars, right? You should be able to bring it to just 5 stars and go from there. And then if you reach out to your fleet chat, you will find going from 0 crystals a day, even to going to 200 a day, right? Getting top 10, which is easy as hell. But you should be able to hit that top 5 and go 300 to 400. You're just gonna... My seriousness in this game exploded the moment I was getting crystals from Arena and Fleet. And now they're not in Arena anymore. But the second the game wasn't a slog anymore, and I was like, oh wait, wow, like I can do things in this quicker timeline, I became so much more interested in playing the game, right? So I think it's a mistake to treat that as like a blasé, like I know I need to go for it, but I'm not kind of sure when kind of project. And I think that's something that you need to like put some serious investment into. It's gonna help you out so much in doing everything that's on your list, right? Go for that, man. And you can be working on Jedi Knight Luke in the interim, in the background, because you still need, right? You need R3 Rebel Officer Leia, I'm pretty sure. I'm a little brain dead at the moment, but I'm just throwing that up on my screen to kind of confirm it, but I'm almost positive. Let's see, 1, 2... Yeah, you need your R3 Rebel Officer Leia, so you have some time anyway before you can get him, right? While you're working on C3PO, work on that Executor. Jedi Knight Luke, not a bad idea, right? But that's more important, man. That's way, way, way more important. Um, let's see. Everything else is CT1. CT1 is like the good sweet spot, right? So I would love to see you have at least one GL at the very least. And I normally tell people go for C first. I think for most people that's the right route. But because CLS is on your fun farms list, I would say since you're already getting Jedi Knight Luke, do Jedi Master Luke, right? Do it. Like it's going to help you so much to have that, and it's going to do two things for you. Well, a lot of things actually. It's going to help you significantly in Conquest, right? I don't know if you're doing hard yet. We'll check now. Um, All right, so you're not at hard conquest yet, but as you start to get into the need to do conquest, it's going to help you significantly in conquest. It's going to put you in the running to get CT3 on military might. It's going to put you in the running to get CT3 on ground war. It's going to put you in the running of whether you want to go for like profundity or whether you want to go for Jabba, and kind of give you some really open decisions later on. And it's just going to give you a GL, which like you need to have one at some point. I get that a lot of people have an aversion to them and how hard the farm is, but what I will tell you is because your fun farms are kind of revolved around this character anyway, you're going to find that it's not going to be as awful as you think it is, right? And that's going to kind of give you an excuse to do CLS, right? The whole team. You don't need the whole team to get Jedi Master Luke, but it'll give you an excuse to finish the team. And it's going to give you an excuse to do Jedi Knight Revan, who's on your list of the fun farm characters, right? So it's the best of both worlds of putting you in the running to be a more serious oriented player. It's going to help you even in medium conquest, but I feel like by the time you actually finish it, you'll be thinking about hard conquest. CLS and Jedi Master Luke are really, really, really solid conquest teams. So it's the best of both worlds of being like a fun farm and also my efficiency farm, right? So it hits everything that you want to do. After that, being a newer player, GP wise, you don't necessarily have to worry about being on the pulse. I know Jar Jar, again, I'm super pro Jar Jar. I'm super excited for it. I know you're excited for it, but you recognize that it's maybe not for you right now. If we have some aversion to those Galactic Legends and doing too many at once, which it kind of sounds like you are a little bit, once you get Jedi Master Luke, then I would do my Imperial Troopers at the very least, right? I would say go for like C or Jabba. But even at the very least, if you do your Imperial Troopers team, that's going to give you CT3 in Rebel Roundup. It's going to give you CT3 in Forest Moon. It's going to give you a really, really, really nice team in GAC and in Territory Wars. They don't do as great in Territory Battles, unless you really, really deck them out. But I'm just kind of thinking of like what works for your play style. If we think about it, that's probably going to get us, right, Executor into Jedi Knight Luke, into Jedi Master Luke, CLS, Revan, Imperial Troopers. That's like a 5 to 6 month plan right there. That's the way that I would do it. That's the way that if I were you, if I wanted to kind of like mix fun with what's important, I think that's where I would go. After that, I kind of hesitate to tell people to look past 6 months. Jabba's a serious contender. But I would check back in like 4 to 6 months as you're starting to get closer to finishing up those farms. I wouldn't go too much further than that. Sometimes having too much of a roadmap can be really stressful, and it can kind of take the fun out of the game. So I think that's the perfect roadmap for you right now. Before I move on, since you are here, right? While I take a sip of my mimosa, which is helping me nurse that hangover. If you have any specific questions, absolutely ask them now. So I'll give you a minute or two because I know there's like a 20-second delay on what gets sent, and we'll move on after that. Oh man, oof. Let's see. While I'm waiting, I'm just gonna check in on my TB, see how everybody's doing in my guild. I won the NS Fleet. All right, let me just send out a hot bot while we're waiting for this. Tell people to get their crap in. Set that up. You know, I don't normally bug. I don't normally, but the show must go on. Brunch with Egnards is an every week thing. I do have one Sunday coming up that I can't do it. But it has to go on, and Brunch with Egnards is not anything without a mimosa. What are the priorities for characters to bring up to relics? Only the requirements or anybody else? So I am of the belief that at your level of play, and we're not talking about fun farms, right? When we talk about fun farms, then get them to wherever you need to get them. But I have two rules. One, don't bring a character higher than where they're helping you. Don't ever bring a character past where their ROI is a thing. So it's one of the reasons that I don't Relic 9 my Jedi Master Luke. Everybody does it. Everybody says he's great in Territory Wars, Galactic, whatever, GAC. I don't do it because as a turtle, I recognize that it's not going to bring me to K1. So there's no ROI. There's an ROI on the character being stronger, but not on me with my 50-ish% win rate where it's supposed to be. So my general rule is don't bring a character past where they're useful. My other general rule for where you are in the game is that when we're talking about finishing teams, you just want to get the requirements up right now. We're talking about mixing fun farms in there. So like when we talk about the CLS team, as part of Jedi Master Luke, yes, you're going to want to relic all of them, right? You're going to want to have a relic C-3PO so that you can use Datacrons. You are going to want to have all of those characters. I don't remember which ones. I think Han might not be a requirement of Jedi Master Luke. I would say bring that whole team to like Relic 5 right now. I would say with Executor, you want to bring all of the ship captains to at least R5. Jedi Knight Revan is obviously not a priority, but he is one of your isolated fun farms. So I would bring him to R4, R5. Imperial Troopers, that depends. I see them on your fun farm list. So it comes down to what you hope to get out of them. You can probably do most of the CT3s with them all at G12 with a little bit of luck. Are they going to be useful for you in other game modes? Probably not. I typically try to bring any useful character to R5 immediately after I make them usable, right? So they're not doing anything. If they're not doing anything for me, I'll leave them at their requirement level, right? Like Rebel Resistance Trooper is R3 because you need him at R3. Whereas if I bring up Boss Nass, well, that's a bad example because I know that I need him at R5 for Jar Jar Binks. But if I bring up like Nihilus, who I did 6 months ago or so, I'm going to bring him to R5 just because I want him to be useful in everything that I do. So I would just kind of keep that in mind, those two things as like a general rule, is don't bring them up past the point where they're usable to you. You can always revisit them later. Once they're doing what you need them to do, right? My Imperial Troopers are not great. I only brought them up high enough to get to CT3 in the different assault battles. So for me, it didn't make sense to bring them all up to super high levels past G12. For you, if that's a fun farm, I would definitely bring them, to at least Relic 5. Piet, you need an R8 anyway for Executor. Veers and Stark, you need an R3 eventually for C anyway. And then beyond that, because it's a fun farm team, you might want to consider Range Trooper, who I still have at G12, honestly. And Dark Trooper is a super solid investment, but he is more an expensive investment because he's Kyrotech heavy. Getting past DR, you spend. Oh, we're talking about Conquest, right? Yeah, the data discs. I think we were talking about that in on the Discord this morning. Somebody was mentioning that. Yeah, Bug, like I said, you gotta have fun with it. All of my Iden characters are not R5 because I've never prioritized my troopers, but it is fun to watch Iden kind of melt things. And if you're not enjoying the game, you're not gonna play the game. So I am, believe it or not, I'm super pro fun farms. They're just not for my play style most of the time because a lot of characters don't resonate with me. Jar Jar, obviously, it makes no sense for me to bring every Gungan to R9, but that's going to be my fun farm. That's going to be my silliness for the first time, and, well, not the first time because they did Marin to R9, but that's going to be my silliness, right? So that's where my resources are going to go. All right, I got one more that we're going to do. Warlock, anytime, man, hit me up. I got one more I'm going to do, and then we got to actually get some, game stuff done, or I'm going to get yelled at. So let me just timestamp this bitch. See what we got here. All right, let's pull this guy up. Oh, I had a whole conversation with this boy. All right. What it's worth, my top 20 has 16 Leviathans with a few Profundities and Executors. Assault battles, this is going off of memory. CT2 Rebel Roundup, CT2 Forest Moon, CT1 Places of Power, CT1 Military Might with Phoenix, 0 on Ground War, so no Jedis, CT1 Secrets and Shadows with Phoenix. My real must-do is that I want to work on Gungans. All right, this is a man after my own heart. I remember talking to this guy on, I think it was Friday, and I haven't even looked at his account yet. But, right, we're looking at a Bronzium account, and he's very hard on I am doing Jar Jar. So the one thing... awesome, man. So the one thing I want to kind of let be known is, obviously, with what you said to me, Gungans are your priority. You just want to do them, that's your fun farm. And we kind of agreed that any advice I gave you was secondary to Gungans, right? So I'm not even going to mention them anymore. We're just kind of in agreement that I understand that that's your thing. I'm in support of it. We're not going to talk about it anymore. Everything is secondary to that, right? So, let's see, soft whaling. I have a feeling that working on an Esky team would be beneficial short term, but I feel like I have my hands in a lot of pots for anything else. SLKR, Ray, Captain Rex. I want to take a turn to be more efficient moving forward. My worst tendency is a desire towards perfectionism and wanting to R9 anything I'm working on. I get that. I do. I really do. Start a farm, finish a farm, but it means something different. But I will do my best to just relic what is needed and move on. And I'm assuming we're here when I was talking to Warlock, right? A character is done when it serves its purpose. And that's something that I do try to have to remember sometimes, is once a character is serving their purpose, they're done for me. Sometimes that's R8, sometimes that's R9, sometimes that's R3, right? If they're serving the purpose I need them for, that's my stopping point for now. Let's see. All right, so other than your obsession with Jar Jar, we are talking about, I do want to be efficient. Got that. The fact that that's some things already leveled, things are great. All right, so let's take a look, right? Let's see what we got here. Let's see what's going on. 4.7. And I know your ships are not great, but we're still going to take a look at this. 105. Okay. A lot of Leviathans. It's going to be tough. So it's an older shard. Yeah, older shard. Let's just check out a few characters that I like to look at. No Hermit yet. No Wampa yet. Skiff not there yet. Bosch. Who's the other one? Cursatan. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That finalizer event is a bitch. I hate doing it. It's such a pain in the ass. I actually stopped doing it. Obviously, I'm in a position where I don't need the shard shop currency anywhere near as much as you do. Well, you need the shards, but I just don't even bother anymore. It's not worth my time. I did see somewhere that someone was autoing it this morning, so I need to look into that, because maybe I'll do it then. Okay. All right. I'm loving it. Okay. So I know you mentioned here you were thinking about Starkiller short term. I'm looking here. It seems like either you did buy that pack, or you did farm those characters, because I'm not seeing any gear needed, and it's more a question of whether it's worth relicking him at this point. Oh, okay. Executor. Finalizer needs to be set 5 stars. 5 stars. So you ordered it with Silencer. I don't remember what CS is, but remember, I'm nursing a hangover. Houndstooth, Fallout TIE Fighter, and the other RIs. Target E2. First hit with Hunted, hit auto. Okay, I gotta keep that in mind, Bug. Maybe I'll try that today. Because I stopped doing all of the fleet ones. They're just not interesting, and I don't. Command Shuttle, thank you. I'm usually, you see it as KC, right? Command Kylo Ren's KRCS. So okay. All right, let's see what we got here. How is this CLS squad? Actually, let's check out our ships. Xanadu Blood. Bug, I would do Smuggler's Run, man. If you're able to do it, I would. Even though they're not the greatest, even though Smuggler's Run is not the greatest, those mods are great. And I don't know what your smugglers look like, but you know, if you can throw it on auto, I would not sleep on Smuggler's Run. I do wish that it was simmable. But I understand not wanting to do things that are not fun. Oh, okay. All right. I get what you're saying then. Yeah, I do pretty much everything on auto. It's unless I know, for example, so when we do our territory battles today, there's a few battles that I know I can't auto, and those ones I will, do what I have to do. So just keep in mind Bug's advice here, right, with the finalizer event to do that last one. Silencer, Command Shuttle, Houndstooth, First Order TIE Fighter, and then whatever the other reinforcement is. Target with Hunted on ETA2, and then hit auto I don't know if it's 100% win rate, but if you're having trouble doing it, it might be worth a try to redo it a couple of times so that you can get SLKR. Because SLKR, you're already right there. And that's going to give you, you know, your CT3 on places of power. It'll be a 1-star. You'll have to do it every month, which is kind of annoying. But the stuff you're going to get out of it is worth it in the back end to kind of build you towards other things. I know that you have a lot of Leviathans, but you are also very close to Executor compared to the other ships. You know, you are going to have to work on IG 2000. You know what I was looking for was Razor Crest. Let's check that out. No Razor Crest yet. Do we have BAM yet? It might be, man. It might be, you know, so it might take you a few weeks, but I would just try it just to see if it works, right? It doesn't hurt. At worst, you waste a couple auto attempts. Where are you on your Razor Crest shards? Like, how close are you? Ish. You don't have to go into game or anything, but like, are you at like 0? Or are you pretty close? Oof. Yeah, so that's something. That's not that high if you're talking about like you know, at 4 stars. Not close. Okay. Man, let's see. I have like 10. Oh, all right. Let's see, because that's gonna be a while then. No Outrider yet. Are you doing that Provings Ground? Because I think you... Or are you able to? Well, I guess you wouldn't know yet, right? Because this month, Proving Ground hasn't come up yet. Okay. Man, this is tough. You really need a GL fleet. You need one, and this is, you know, it goes back to what I was talking about with Warlock, right? It's going to help you so much, and you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it in time for Jar Jar, for it to make a difference for Jar Jar. But if you had already had it, you would see such a considerable difference, even if you're just getting into the top 20. Right, so even getting 100 fleet crystals a day is so much better than getting no fleet crystals a day. But not even... You know, man, it might be worth just going for Profundity instead. I know you don't have Outrider yet, but let's see. I appreciate the difficulty in talking about this while I'm like not in my best headspace. It's like you knew. Okay, Bistans, U-Wing, Ghost. I don't even know how I spelled Ghost there, but whatever. Ghost. Is it Y-Wing? Yeah, it's Y-Wing. Okay, so you don't have the Rebel Y-Wing. So after SLKR, I would strongly advise pivoting to a capital ship. To a GL level capital ship. I can make a case for both Executor and for Profundity, right? I can see the case for both of them. Razor Crest I know is relatively rare in the fleet shop, so it's a little harder and it takes people a long time. But you also need Outrider, which hasn't started for Profundity. So in order to get it in a reasonable time of like 3 months, you're going to need to refresh that node once a day. It doesn't seem like you're terribly concerned about that. Obviously, a lot of your crystals are going to go towards Jar Jar right now. So we're probably looking at like a 3 to 6 month range anyway. But Executor, you'll be able to get much you're not going to have to do as much farming based on the other things that you want to do. You'll just have to use those fleet tokens on Razor Crest. And then level the ship up from there. And you don't have everything leveled up anyway, so you're going to need fleet mastery tokens or whatever the ones are called that you actually upgrade. Yeah, I think if you were someone in a different position, that I would say skip Executor. But based on the position you're in right now and the goals that you have right now, I think that you need to go for Razor Crest. I think it'll help you a lot more. And yes, it will mean less Zetas, but it is important to have a ship like that. And if you actually think about it, right, I'm going to pull this. Well, my session expired in my game because I did a TB command. So I'm going to stall for the next 30 seconds while I'm waiting for my game to boot back up. But if you actually think about it, in the short term, you'll get less Zetas, right? But in the long term, you'll get more because you'll be getting more fleet crystals. So right now, you're at sub 100. And at sub 100, you're getting 1,200 fleet tokens per day. And in the 11 to 20 zone, you're getting 1,350, right? Our goal is eventually to get you into the top 10. But even that extra 150 a day, basically every 3 days of being in the top 20 is an RC shard. So I think that you do. I think that for you have to go Executor. Anyone else, I would say Profundity. I think for you have to go Executor. It's tough doing this account because I know that you're basically want to push Gungans really hard for fun, and that's going to take you some time. So I'm thinking about like the time investment and then where the game will be at that point. SOKR you'll have very soon. Going for Executor. Let's see. We want to kind of... I think your best bet is to build up some of your assault battle viability. Ground War. Let's see what these Jedi look like. Alright, our Jedi do not look like... Alright, okay. Our Jedi, they do not fuck right now. What about... Let's see, Rex. Let's see... Old Republic. No, I know what you mean. I know you're not going for day one, but you're talking about like soft whaling, and I'm just thinking like... Because a lot of your resources are going towards that, I'm thinking about the timeline of these different projects and where that timeline will fall. What was I looking up? Old Republic. Okay. You know, short term, I think what might be a smart play for you is we want to get that CT1 on Ground War. And it's going to be relatively cheap. So I think if we work towards Revan, that's going to be a relatively cheap option for you. You're not going to have to bring any of these Old Republic characters to anything that requires Kyrotech to get him at all. You're just going to have to get them leveled up, really. like Bastilla Shan, Jolie Bindo, and I think you need Zalbar and Mission for Jedi Knight Revan. I could be wrong, but you can check in game. I think it's a good short-term project for you that you can work on for free. And once you have Jedi Knight Revan, I think you'll be able to do Ground War, and it'll give you not a great Jedi team, but it'll give you a serviceable Jedi team with like Jedi Knight Revan in the lead. Um, I love that you have Kyle Katarn. Jedi Knight Revan in the lead, Kyle Katarn, even Old Ben as your tank, Kanan Jarrus as a secondary tank, and like Jedi Knight Anakin. That might get you through it. But it's super cheap to do. It's a very cheap farm that you can do in tandem with everything else that you want to do, right? And that's where I'm struggling is figuring that stuff out. SOKR is your priority right now. Jar Jar is a priority right now. Executor needs to be a priority for you right now. Go for Jedi Knight Revan. Take the slow burn there, right? Take 2 pills. Call me in the morning. I don't think it's worth it to go any further right now. I think once you have Executor and once you're happy with your Gungan progress, then we should take another look, right? Because I think you have your hands in a bunch of pots, and I think we should limit those pots to finishing SOKR, doing your Gungans, and doing Executor. So, Pete, you may have missed it. This is a player who, yes, it's for fun. One of their priorities is Jar Jar. I obviously, I'm doing day 1 Jar Jar. I'm trying to get day 1 Jar Jar. I'm in a different place in the game. But for this person, it's a non-negotiable, right? So it's not something I would normally recommend at 4 million. I don't think it's something you need to prioritize at the 4 to 5 million range. But this is something that they really want to do, so we're kind of talking about things from that perspective. Yeah, and then what do? You jump off from that point and go into different pots and different cookie jars. Anime Man, take it easy, dude. Thank you for the Wendy's last night. It was 100%. It was super clutch, dude. Um, yeah, I get it. It comes from you're talking about wanting to be more efficient. So it comes from the discipline to be more efficient. Put those guys in your favorites tab so you see them right away, and set that goal. Um, I wouldn't go any further than where we've talked about right now, because the projects we're talking about are big projects. We're talking about really, really, really big things right now. And I think that you'll notice a huge difference in your game once you have Executor. You're not going to get top 1 with your Executor. It's not going to happen. You have 16 Leviathans to worry about. And you're probably not wanting to spend 27,000 crystals to get it to 7-star. But you will at least have a serviceable fleet that's going to help you in GAC, which will give you more crystals. And it'll get you to the point in fleet where you're at least getting some crystals. So I think that's the smartest play for you right now. And I would say, hey, check back in with me in 3 to 4 months, and we can develop a really solid plan for going forward post Gungans. And there's a lot of options. It'll depend on what the game is looking like at that point. It'll depend on what your reward structure is looking like at that point with like the new raid coming out. Well, actually, that's like 6 months. Yeah, whatever helps, dude. Whatever. I don't use gear calculators at all. I never have. I know a lot of people love them. People like find it silly that I don't like. I use so few spreadsheets that it's ridiculous. Everything's just kind of like up here. Somebody on Reddit had asked me this morning if I have like all of the packs in a spreadsheet with like their cost bases, and I was like, no, like I've never even. I do everything by hand every time, because I'm an old dumb man who's like, hey, I'm gonna do that. But whatever helps you get through something is what you should be doing, and try those calculators. If they're helping you build time frames, then that's going to help you advance. But I think with where you are in your roster right now, that the things we kind of isolated are where your super focus needs to be. And as someone else kind of mentioned in chat a little bit earlier, yeah, Razor Quest super, like, way more important than those Zetas from Fleet right now. But that's where I would go. Absolutely, man. You know, have fun in church. And yeah, touch base with me. You know, we have our Discord set up now, and I'm still in the process of setting it up for roster reviews specifically. But we're going to try to streamline that process to make it easier for people to find it. So enjoy, you know, the rest of your weekend. We are going to move into some like game stuff now. Washi, good morning, man. How's it going? Let's see. We're going to shut this down. We're going to pop this up. We're going to throw my game up on the screen. We're going to see how that works. Beautiful. All right. I got to get my TB in before I get yelled at by my guild officers. Well, the other officers are what I should say. So let's see. I don't even think I need to, actually. The math is good for us where we could all just deploy at this point, but I don't want to get complacent. And this is one of those battles, Kafrine, that is just a pain in the ass. And I don't do it on auto. I do need to get rid of Ghost, though, because I need to throw that in the other battle. So let's do that. Just quick shout out. I don't normally do this. I'm just kind of, I think it's a cool thing. We've got 30 people watching right now, which is a new record for me. So super awesome. Thanks for checking out Brunch with Egnards. I enjoy this time with you guys. It's one of the things I look forward to in the week. All right, nice. Anytime I can get one of those guys down first, I am very, very happy. Beautiful. This is going my way right now, but we'll see what happens. No lucky assist there. Let's just take Bistan in to get something. No assist there, because why would there be? Let's throw that up. I mean, if I lose the battle, it doesn't matter. I'll just be angry at myself. This is Ring of Kafrine, which is day 5 in Lightside. So other than this, we don't do anything because nobody has a full R9 team of anything. That isn't going... Oh, there we go. I'm probably dead. That isn't going towards operations. I am very excited to use... Oh, that sucks. I am very excited to use Gungans here when I get them all to R9 and just to see what they do and how they act. So that's something that I am looking forward to in, 3 to 4 months. Yeah, of course, right? Well, this is not looking good. At all. Even a little bit. Yeah, it is. This is such a, it's so funny because, like, neutral is so easy. Everything in neutral, oh, there's a loss. Everything in neutral is so easy, and I've heard from ooh, an error has occurred. I have heard from other guilds that do Hoth day 6, and they're like, the day 6 fleet mission is the easiest fleet mission in the entire TB. And that's just so dumb, especially when you think about, like, day 2 Dark Side, and just how painful that battle is. Okay. I normally use Executor here, but somebody told me to use Leviathan here. So we're gonna try it. I don't really know how it works, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna see what happens. Let me just throw that in there. I hate doing this specific battle with anything, really. We'll see. I think it's silly. I find it that it's easier to do with Executor than it is with Profundity, which I think is like one of the silliest possible things, all things considered. Don't use, well, yeah, I know, like, you're not supposed to because of the confusion, and that's kind of what we do with, it's what we do with, with Executor, and it takes 20 minutes to do. Mandalore, you know, I do. I think it probably is going to be Relic 7, and if you think about it, it kind of makes sense, because if you want to get Bow, you need, you know, Bow at R7, or you need all of those characters at R7 anyway. So I don't think it's necessarily like egregious or like an issue or like a problem that you need. That you're gonna need R7, but I think that that's a very strong possibility. It's just like a slow, stupid battle that takes forever. You know, it was going my way. No? Why can't I use them? I don't know. I thought I used both of those things. You know, I'm just trying to figure out why I can't use the ult. And I don't feel like reading it. Oh well. Is it because everybody needs to be Sith? Yeah, you know, honestly, like I said, my guild right now could just deploy and get what we need. So I figured I'd just try something new. Alright, let's see. What do we gotta do? This is one of my favorite battles, honestly. Night Sisters here. I thought I did use my second ability. Yeah, that might be it. I wasn't, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't paying attention. That might be it. I didn't have enough debuffs. That would make sense. This is one of my favorite battles in the entire TB. I love doing this with the Night Sisters. It's just so much fun to me. And I'm hoping that Jar Jar allows me to do something like this with his friends. Don't Am I the only one with a mimosa this morning? That'd be kind of silly, I think. Kind of sad. I'm drinking alone. Actually, my mimosa's empty. When I start this next battle, I'm not gonna get another mimosa. I do need to get a coffee, so I'm gonna start a battle, and then pour some coffee or an espresso, because that is something that I really enjoy in the mornings. Is a nice espresso or an espresso on a Sunday. $28. Don't jinx it, man. Bones. I think he got $3.29. He's really pissed. He keeps sending me messages that he's coffee. He's $3.29 out of $3.30, and he's really mad. And so don't jinx it for next week. Yeah, we say weird things sometimes. I don't say it, but my dad used to say turlet. I don't know where that came from. He would plural things a lot that didn't need to be plural. Get my coffee in upstate New York, not where I live, but in upstate New York they say bagel, which pisses me off to no end. It's a friggin' bagel. So oh, 10. All right, so you'll be close. You're very comfortably gonna be able to. Very, very comfortably. Got it. I say Mario, but I say both. Mario comes out more, but Mario I do use sometimes. It depends on the day. I will usually be caught saying Super Mario Brothers, but if I want to get fancy, then it's Mario. All right, we are going to throw. We're gonna throw my Java on, and then I'm just gonna sneak out and get myself a coffee. I actually have been thinking about putting in like some fake commercial breaks, but I don't want to film them, so that's a catch-22 I have. All right, let's go see. It'll take me 60 seconds. Alright, while that's brewing up, did we finish this battle? No. Oh, usually that's faster. Oof. You know, half my family's from Staten Island, so we get like that thick New York like Staten Island, Long Island accent, but I don't really, not really in the know with that side of my family. So I think that my accent is not as pronounced as it definitely could have been. We're going to try to do this with mostly light side characters, even though Lord Vader will be better. Just because I would like to try some more of those dark side battles. So let's do you, and no, I want to keep Kyle. Actually, those heals come in hand. I do need some damage. Alright, let's try it out. H2O man, the coffee, dude. Yeah, you're much smarter than I am. I have that beer sitting in my fridge that you got me, and I was thinking about it this morning, and I was like, I don't know when I'm ever gonna drink this. I'm never drinking again, and I know that that's not true. It'll probably be tomorrow, but it was a funny thought I had this morning. Alright, we're getting there. And then we get to do my favorite thing of the day, right? Which is Conquest. I'm at that point in Conquest where I'm pretty much at the end of Sector 5. So I'm really just doing a lot of the grindy. I'll be having a beer later. It's going to be a grindy day of Conquest. So here's the thing. My brother-in-law, he lives with his parents. He's not a big gift giving guy, but every year for Christmas he gives me a gift certificate, and it's really just written in sloppy writing that says this entitles you to one free check at the wings place we're going to later today. And we're planning to go there to see my in-laws, but also for him to take me out to lunch and have wings and beer. But it's going to be a very cheap day for him because there's no way in hell that I'm going to be drinking. And I think he's probably going to be mad at me for that and give me shit, but that's okay. We love him anyway. That's part of being a brother-in-law. Yeah, if I had cat, that would not be a bad idea. What do we got? You know what? Jedi don't usually do great here because of all of the confusion. But I am going to do it anyway because I want to. Because I want to. Oh man, dude, the wings at this place, I'm telling you, I know it's a far drive, but it's so worth it. They are my favorite place. During COVID, we would drive up there, and I guess because we were all bored, but we would drive the hour to go to this place instead of any of the places around here, because there is nothing around here that compares, especially if you want the kind of heat that we like. Right, like there's places that have good wings, but they're buffalo, and I need a much hotter. I need something that's got some real like oomph behind it and some real like power behind it. Oof. How many of us are doing Jar Jar early? Is it just me who's crazy enough? I have not been to Sharky's. I've done Jimmy G's, which is pretty good. They're not bad. but I haven't been to Sharky's. I haven't tried that. Maybe you told me about that. You might have mentioned that to me. Because it sounds familiar, and I don't have a lot of people that know good wings in my life. But close, first event, yeah. You know what, Pete? I really believe that this event is going to be a permanent event. It's either going to be a permanent event or it's going to be a monthly event like Mandalore, like Bo has been so far. I I think because they're so raid focused, and they've already said that Jar Jar is basically going to be the Leia or Jabba of this raid, that it would be really dumb of them to limit it, especially when you're talking about a 4 to 5 month cycle sometimes, um, where people are not going to invest, right? They want people to invest. So I think I have a very strong suspicion that the cycle on Jar Jar is going to be different than what we normally would expect. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Empire. Oh, I don't have a lot of Empire. This might not be fun. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm just throwing shit with him right now because I think C has a better chance. So I want to keep my Sith with C. Go with that. I'll have to check it out. Because I would much prefer to have a place that's around here, you know, that I could go for wings. But it's also nice that, like, when I go over there, I know that there's something to do that I enjoy. And I know that not everybody has that when they go to their in-laws. You know, if I have ninth sister at 8, I think I could do this easily. Yeah, if I had more R8 Empire, I'm just happy I could do any of them, to be completely honest. And then, oh, you know what I wanted to do? Man, you guys got to remind me next time. I really wanted to try this sortie mission with Old Daka lead Night Sisters. I don't know if it'll work, but I have a suspicion that it has a chance. So I want to try that at some point. I made a note to do it, and then I just didn't. That's my bad. Right, so like next Sunday when you guys come on, you just be like, or not next Sunday, 2 Sundays from now, you guys be like, hey, Egnards, don't forget, do DACA-led Night Sisters and watch them fail miserably, because I would like to be the person that cracks that code. Let's see, how's my guild doing their stuff? After this, I gotta see if they're actually doing their streaming brunch with Egnards. See if they're actually doing their TV, how close we are. What time is it? 10? We got 3 hours. I was listening to Three Scoundrels last night go over Boss Nass's kit. I had only half read it before, but made me very excited. They just, I know I talk about the Gungans a lot, but they just look, it looks like it's going to be such a silly team. And I've heard some stuff from the inside, and I'm excited. I'm very excited. Why should we do 37? 38 once Zepho comes around again. We're not prioritizing Zepho until we don't have to do it with Baby Cal, because nobody wants to relic Baby Cal if they don't have to. So once that eternity ends, we will get 38. Will we get 39 with Mandalore? Probably not. You know, I guess that also kind of depends on quite a few things. Oh, look at that. I think there's another path you can take in TB where if we took that path, we would be doing 38 or 39 right now. But we didn't know that, and it was early before anyone figured that out. And it's too late to pivot. So we're going to do 330 million. Let's make that first. And this can go, let's see. You're surprised by how much guessing I do. I don't really pay attention. This we're going to keep closed out. This we'll do next. 495. Alright, we got plenty of time. On to my favorite part of the day, Conquest. This is everybody's favorite, right? We hit up our Conquest. We do all of these stupid feats. I need... what do I need? Okay, I still gotta get that. I gotta get my resistance in. Those I'm not too worried about. Let's get those Ewok battles in. Bane, for those of you who don't know, is the one character that I will be getting outside of Jar Jar, right? Everything else is on hold for now. This is the one thing that I plan on doing because I was dead set on it. I was super excited about it when it first was announced. Because I was a big proponent of C, and even though everybody seems to hate him or hated him, so we'll see how my stuff matches up. Alon, you're on my favorite part, man. Conquest. It's my favorite part of the day. I like to get it all done in the morning. I know some people do like one refresh in the morning, one refresh in the middle of the day, one refresh at night. I used to do that. I did it for a long time. I kind of hate doing it, so I don't do that anymore. I do it this way because I have the tools to do it this way. I know that not everybody is as lucky in that regard. It's my favorite part. Who is anyone here? Because I don't remember who it was, and I don't know if they're here right now. But who told me BH Ewoks against the bounty hunters and not against Bad Batch? Because whoever you are, you're a saint. Like, it has quality of life. It has made my life so much easier, and I love you very much for it. Yeah, Pete. Yes, and that's how I was when Conquest first started. I only had one GL, and obviously, I think most people only had one or two GLs. But I also didn't have a lot of the other back-end teams that people do find you very useful in Conquest. Like GG is really nice sometimes. CLS is really nice sometimes. Bam-led Scoundrels is really nice sometimes. Now I do have a lot of those back end teams, so it has made it a lot easier to do Conquest just all in the morning. I'd rather just rip the Band-Aid off. I don't want to spend my lunch hour doing Conquest. I don't want to do Conquest when I come home at night. The only battles in Conquest that I want to do at those times are like my one easy, oh, I have to do this. These battles basically that I'm doing right now. The things that you kind of just do because the game told you that you have to do this 20 times. I'd rather they just took my crystals and said, okay, you get that feat now. You don't have to waste your time doing it. CLS is insane in Conquest, like insane, especially if you have a Ruthless Swiftness. It's so, my problem with CLS in Conquest, Conquest, my problem with CLS in Conquest is that it's actually too good, right? It sometimes kills things way faster than I want to kill them. Sometimes I want to take my time for feats and I can't do it. So if I had one complaint, it's that they're too good, which is crazy. All right, and I think I got a Tuscan one I gotta do here. Let's see. We could try that, but I don't think it'll work. Actually, I don't have a saved Tuscan team. It is 11 million GP problems. It 100% is. But even, it's not even an 11 million GP problem because I've sent that CLS team down to 1% stamina before. And they're still just cutting through things so ridiculously fast. Depending on the data disks that I'm using, obviously. But it's just silly just how strong that team is with, Han shooting first. Moon, though, it doesn't matter though, man. Like, I think I failed because they were already lower in stamina. It has made my life so much easier because against Bad Batch, I have to hope and pray that there's not a resist. Against those bounty hunters, it's just like, it goes so quickly. That was maybe the only time that I lost to that battle. And I'm able to do 2 at a time instead of doing 1 at a time. Alright, I have to do this. Let's see if there's anything I can shore up in here. Yeah, and that's why it's just such a better experience. What is this? Padme. Alright, we're going to try this. I think I failed it last time. I think I got that 2-star instead of 3-star. They are very nice to put, Jag, they were very nice to put BH there. I don't know why they did that with everything, and kind of like helped us out with those nodes. But it has been a huge shift in quality of life to have that option there. We are gonna try and take you out, because if I remember, you were the one that caused me problems last time. Dumb ways to die, so many ways to die. No. Alright, there we go. I don't want any more AoEs. AoEs are nasty. Not a fan. Did I do this with... You know what? We're going to try this with the Force users. I don't think it's going to work, but it's not going to hurt me to do anything. With Cal. Yeah, I didn't relic my baby Cal. My baby Cal is sitting at G12, I guess. Does it still work at G12? His modding sucks too, if we're completely honest. Gross. I was really, really hoping that that was going to kill him, and then this would be such an easy battle for a 3-star. Like, I'm not worried about losing so much as I am worried about just getting 2 stars on it. Fuck up your day. Ooh, gross. Gross. That's not good. We'll do it this way and hope for the best. Okay, I think I'm safe. Yeah, because of all these, like, I find even at my GP, um, I find that I never have time to relic things just like for like if it's a smaller thing. There's always like that next big thing that I have to do. So I haven't gotten around to Baby Cal, and because I'm not the biggest fan of the games, he's never been a priority for me, and this is where everybody like crucifies me, but it's fine. I accept it. Oh, we were just in that sector. Let's see. We got to go to Sector 5. We got to finish Sector 5 is what we need to do. Okay. Let's pop out. I think I still need clone wins. Yeah, how many? Alright. Good. I was really scared with my Sector 5 that I would not find any Phoenix nodes. So I'm really happy that this one specifically showed up. Let's do, I have you. Let's do you. We're going to throw a clone in there. So let's do Rex because he's fast. And where is my Vet Han? We'll do my soft cheese on this one. Just got to be careful to let Rex get the kills. Which does not always happen. Yeah, Baby Cal does a lot of work for Ray. You know, but it just hasn't been a priority for me yet. Will I do it eventually? I mean, I don't know, actually. Just because so much is coming out, I have no idea if I'm ever going to get to the point where I'm going to be able to do that. I mean, eventually, I guess, but there's just so much else that needs to get done. Especially, like, with Gungans and everything in the game. That might end up, for me, kind of like... Alright, I think I need to actually take this slightly seriously. It might end up like my Imperial Troopers, who I just never really put any degree of priority into, even though I most definitely should have. Okay. We're gonna give Rex the kill. There we go. Let's go for Ezra next. Morning Solo. It's okay, man. I did not sleep in. I'm nursing a little bit of a hangover. I've been up since 2:30. Um, I My in-laws are gonna be like, "What's wrong with him? Like, why is he so dead today?" Because I haven't gotten any sleep. Um, but it's all right. I'm gonna live. Um, yeah, JML is a guy like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, but that doesn't matter. JML is like a game changer for Conquest, like just a serious game changer. For anybody doing Conquest, it just completely changes everything. Um, Pete, it's gonna take a long time for you to catch up is the thing, but what I will say is, and I've said this before, I played very casually for a very long time. My first 2.5 years playing were free to play. Um, I didn't like pay attention to anything. I just kind of farmed random nodes. And it wasn't until like I think it was November 2019 that I started playing more on the serious end. And it's probably the last year that I'm starting to feel like I'm catching up, or I should say that I'm starting to feel like I'm on top more so than catching up. All right, I gotta like actually kill these guys now. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose this battle. So if you are, you know, disciplined, I guess is the right word. You maybe will never like fully catch up, but you'll be surprised what you can do. And I largely do think that the game is more fun when, I mean, I guess it's subjective, but I think I had a lot more fun when I always had something, right, that I knew I needed to do. Whereas now I'm in a holding pattern a lot of the time. So now a lot of the time I'm just waiting, um, which is not a bad thing, I guess, but it's not as much fun. Huncho man, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Um, I like that sweet like little goatee you got going on that emoji, dude. I so I ooh, another one. Let's see. My stagger's lower than I thought it would be. Well, it doesn't matter. All right, let's do it. What's the worst that happens? I had a train of thought. Once you start relicking stuff, it goes faster. I remember having one or two relic guys. Once you start building back end ROI, it goes faster. You just got to get through that part of the game. And yeah, that part of the game does take some time. It's not easy at first, but once you get there, yeah, I do it this way because I can get my foresight and I can get clone kills. Because clones don't generally do super great in Sector 5. So the comp that I'm doing this for is to get foresight. It's kind of like a soft cheese, right? It's like a brie, where I'm not super concerned with getting a ton of everything. but I do want to get a little of everything. So this will get me Foresight. It will get me Stagger. It will get me Clone Kills. Um, so it does a little bit of everything for this sector. All right, we need to do this. Yeah, so and we've talked about this. I grew up on those same games, like those Final Fantasy games, and it is a big part of it for me. Even though I think the biggest part for me is like learning how to get around the grind more than it is the grind itself. Um, so when the grind is no longer there, you feel a little stuck sometimes. Right, we're not gonna kill you yet. I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit more out of this. We'll do this here. It's kind of like a catch-22 where this could screw me over. I could end up not finishing the battle. But the more of it that I can do before I have to go back and grind it, the better, obviously. Hate how resistant he is to all this shit. Makes for great TV though, right folks? Isn't this so much fun? Doesn't everybody love doing this uh, every time they have to hit something in Conquest? Just over and over and slowly getting through teams that you know that you can beat. It's just like super, super duper exciting. Alright, I think I gotta take this seriously now. It is. It really is. I hate it just so much. Sometimes, it's Foresight. Oof. Yeah, they're basically the same thing, which can really kind of throw you off um, if you don't. Uh, I don't know. It can suck for your rewards. I always have that fear, right? I always have the fear that I'm gonna mess that up and I'm gonna hit like the normal box instead of the um, whatever the hard box. So I take my sweet ass time when doing it. Come on, I need one of these. Thank you. My dude, don't feel bad, right? Like there's no reason. If you gotta step out, I step out all the time. I get my coffee, I get my stuff done, I do what I gotta do. That's what we're all here for, is to just listen to the smooth jazz behind my voice while I do the things in the game that you guys don't want to do right now. Or that you want to commiserate with me while you're doing the same things. Ooh. I gotta get those item kills too. Fuck. I have not been having good luck with those. I keep getting like dispels and ugh. Solo, we are like mortal enemies now is all I have to say. Like I can't. Let's see. Who's the fifth? I forgot. This is what I do when I've been drinking, is I can't remember anything about the game at all. We want to take out Canderous first because he's a piece of shit. Probably want to take out Django next so that he can't get his... Can he even get his contract? I don't remember. Then there has to be a bounty hunter lead, right? I think. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Something like that. Yeah. Good. Another rebel win. Oh, dude, Warlock, I'm coming at you, man. If they do that, I will hate it so much. Like I hate. I cannot stress how important feats are, but or not feats, ships are, but I hate ships beyond anything that is reasonable. Alright. We're gonna just do you and Aiden. And then Aiden will get like hit with foresight or something, and I won't get any of the things that I need. If I'm lucky, I'll get 1 kill. That's how it works. Not even 1 kill, of course. Why would I get 1 fucking kill? Will it work against... No, because they'll all do their stupid shit. Yeah, there was a time where Conquest was not the absolute worst thing in the world, and that time is not now, right? Like, well, I'm gonna try this again on these guys and just see what happens, but that time is not now. Now we went from those first conquests. Obviously, I was tracking the battles, and those first conquests you could do in 90 to 100 battles, and now it takes somewhere around 250 to 300 battles to finish a conquest at Red Crate, and to me that's just so, like, it's so ridiculous. Is this gonna do anything for me? You're gonna dodge. Alright, I'm gonna just do that and hope for the best. Yep, everybody's gonna die. We get it. Can I just have like 1 Aiden kill? Just fucking one of them. This is why I try to get these kills out of the way first. That would be awful. See, I hate this. I hate this. When you have to like cheese with a certain guy to do certain things, and if Datacrons run ship nodes, I don't maybe I wouldn't hate that. Maybe that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Maybe that would be a good way to introduce that into Conquest. I don't know. They're gonna eventually do it. There's eventually gonna be ships in Conquest. They're gonna say that people were requesting it. They're like, everybody was requesting this, and now it's finally here, and it's all gonna be lies. Alright, come on, give me a bunch. Okay, I'll take it. 2. I got 2. Just watch Vader die, because that's what happens. Now we can watch Aiden die. I don't care. I got my 2 kills. So My strat for item kills usually works much better. I'm open to trying other things, um, but usually Vader lead with Iden brings them down far enough where I don't really have to worry and I get all of the kills in one shot. It just doesn't seem to be working this time, which has been annoying. Alright, we gotta get clone kills, we gotta get staggers. We're gonna pop Jedi Master Luke back in there. That would, people would, I think 4 plus Iden and then kill the team down to Iden plus. That's actually, Pete, that's not a bad idea. I might try that tomorrow. Um, that's not a bad idea at all, honestly. For the Iden kills, I don't think I ever considered that just because that node sucks. Um, I could do that with Piet. Again, that might be something I might try tomorrow when I have the stamina back on those guys. It's something I will keep in mind, and I will say that I'll let you know that I tried it and it worked or it didn't, but because I will be working next week, chances are that I'll just completely forget. So it won't be malicious, it'll just be that I will forget to do it. Let's get some clone kills. Nice. All 5. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I don't need any of this shit. Actually, if I can get this done by tonight, that would be really great because then tomorrow is easy, right? Then I don't have to worry anymore. Um, then it's all cleanup feats. There's no more like long battles and pain in my ass. And let's put you in there just in case maybe you'll get a kill. Maybe it'll happen. For any of you that are, watching and listening now and watching as I do my more manual battles, if you are a Discord junkie like I am and need a 400th server to join, we do have a Discord now that largely we've done quite a bit in just a few days, so I'm kind of surprised. Um, but it's been a fun little place, and we'll do more with it as I have the time to add more. And I think I was talking to, I don't know if Kunk is here right now, but we're going to talk about doing some stuff there too. I think what happens, unfortunately, Warlock. Pete, that's actually great. Thank you for pointing that out to me. Honestly, I never considered putting it in my Discord. I'm very new to Discord. I don't know Discord not Discord, Twitch very well. Um, and I'm still learning it. I have not put that in my Twitch bio. I can actually probably remedy that during the next battle while we're waiting for this stuff to go through. Um, let's see. Oh, I was hoping. I also don't have fancy commands. I don't know how any of that works. I'm an old man, guys. Or at least at heart, I'm an old man. I don't understand how to do things. Oh, I did that before. Yeah, I'm actually looking at it now while I look at this next battle. Alright, clones I should be able to do, no problem. Yeah, good. Let's do Jedi again. I want to get those clone kills. Moon, yeah, that's, it's when we talk about like soft cheese versus hard cheese, right? So the soft cheese goal for me is to get as much of it done before I have to like really cheese things. Where is it? Edit. No, that's my broadcast options. See, where's my profile settings? Watch on YouTube or Twitch. In terms of like what is better for you, I do what's better for you. In terms of what is better for me, I think YouTube is better because Twitch, I still need a certain amount of viewers, but I also am gonna, in order to like get any ad revenue or any of that stuff, I will need to also stream like 7 times a month. And that doesn't sound like a hard task until you realize like that I'm constantly working, and other than last week, I usually only stream on Sunday mornings. So it's really an unattainable goal for me mostly. But I'm pro doing whatever works for you. I'm just here to hopefully, people have some fun. Let's see my bio. Get this. I need that. Let me get that clone kill. Perfect. That worked perfectly. Apparently I connected Twitch to Path of Exile 4 years ago. Go figure, right? Give me 1 second on that. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna get into the next battle in a second, but just so that it's there on Twitch, I need to like look and see where the actual setting is for socials. But just so that I have it on there right now. Oh, I guess I can't because I don't have enough spaces left. Browse features. Where is the social setting? Settings, channel. Yeah, I see my socials here. Is this super fun to watch me not be able to figure things out on a stream? I don't know why I don't see it anywhere. Channels and videos, security and privacy, moderation, my brand. What the fuck is my brand? I don't know. I am live right now. That's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out later. Settings, channel, about. Try that. Settings, channel, about. Oh, perfect. Look at that. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right. So we are gonna call this Discord. We are gonna throw that on there. We are gonna add Discord, and now Discord is on Twitch. Beautiful. Thank you, brother. And let's get back to the game, right? Because you all tuned in to watch me not be able to figure this stuff out. Washi, I streamed a GAC once, a GAC once. There's a few problems. One of the problems is that as a turtle, right, my GACs are usually not super exciting. Sometimes it's like 3 battles and I'm done. Sometimes I can full clear depending on what the other person has set. The other problem is that I try really hard not to stream at night. Because I work so much, I want to come home and I want to spend time with my wife. So if I am streaming at night, it is usually because she's like asleep, or she decided to, go to sleep early, or whatever else was going on. Bowen's my brother. How's it going? We're pretty close to finishing up, but I was listening to the rest of you guys this morning, and I think I messaged you yesterday, right? I told you I agreed with a lot of what you were saying. No tinfoil hat or anything, but you made some very valid points about the road ahead and like guild gifting, and I'm on that with you. This is like the worst team to send against these guys. If nothing else, at least I get 1 kill, right? Yeah, I was kind of annoyed, man, that the episode that I was like, oh no, I can't stay. Um you were like, you guys were talking about all these things that I had so many opinions on, and I was like, man, this sucks that I'm not there to kind of give my take on all of this stuff. But it was still, I like when I get to hear you guys. Alon, how did that work out, man? Did he do it? Did he finally beat it at least once? All right, we're gonna just take these brothers out one at a time. That I did see. I was there in the beginning when they were telling you about that and telling you to shut up a little bit, but so I came in expecting. I came into it knowing. I was like, oh, he's gonna try to tune it down a little bit. There we go. We're gonna kind of keep you open. No, I just want to get you over with. I just want to get it done. I don't. Yeah, see, because I knew that was gonna happen. I should have paid more attention to that. Stupid freaking talks. I think what we're gonna be getting over the next couple of weeks is just like next week we'll get nothing, and then the week after we'll get probably the next marquee. I'm actually hoping for a 3 week cycle on the Jar Jar stuff. If we get a 3 week cycle on the Jar Jar stuff, then we are golden, and I think I'll be pretty okay on Jar Jar. If we have a 2 week cycle, then it's going to be a little bit tougher to day one him. So I'm hoping that we don't get anything next week, and I am hoping that the week, you know what, now that I think about it, the week after that we'll probably get Amidala news because of Conquest. So that might actually be good for us. The slower the cycle is, the better at this point. I really need to pay attention and actually kill this guy, or I'm gonna have a problem. There we go. Nice. No, I love hanging out in the community, in the cantina. Oh, perfect. I got my 50. I'm not surprising. I'm not in a ton of I'm not in a ton of discords. Um, so the ones that I am in, they mean a lot to me. Um, as long as I give it, and anyone who hasn't yet, I telling you, go check out. You know, the Three Scoundrels. They're great. They're a lot of fun. Um, Actually, what I didn't tell you was because I wanted to finish your episode quicker, um, and I wanted to get it done like in a day. I was listening to you guys on 1.2x and going through it, and the the shit that you say is just so it's so funny when it's 20% faster. Oof. Logan sounds the same, but you it just brings that pitch up a little bit, and you know, it does what it needs to do, and it had me laughing. So go back. Go. I know you like to listen to your own voice. Go back, play your own video on 1.2, and then come back and tell me. You'd be like, yeah. All right. Let's just use rebels here to get them done with. Pop, pop. Two, boom, done. Yeah, I do audiobooks at like 1.15, so like 15%, because I don't want the voices to get like really weird, but I do want to listen to them just a little bit quicker. Um, I recommend it. Recommend it to anybody, 100%, hands down. It makes it better sometimes. Um, Thrawn Lead. I don't think I've used Thrawn Lead in like forever. I've never even really thought to use Thrawn Lead in a post GL world. It's just not something I think that, like, the idea of it just doesn't come up very often. No, I have not. I have not listened to making cheese dip. I'm not really a big fan of cheese dip, if we're honest, but it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not like it's sour cream, which is fundamentally the worst thing in the world. I'll have to keep that in mind for next Conquest, just because, you know, now I throw CLS at them because I need the Rebel wins. Um, I'm not worried about the Rebel wins. Those are easy to get, but for now I do need them. No, I guess I don't need them. Look at that. Finished. Done. Perfect timing. Alright. Let's see. Only dark side. Full squad of resistance. I haven't... So I did use my ray before. Twice. So my resistance is not going to be super amazing. But I always save these consumables specifically for this battle. Let's see. Bug. I hate sour cream. I hate blue cheese. I hate mayonnaise. They're all disgusting to me. They're all gross. I hate them all. Um, which is funny because I like sour cream and onion chips. I'm not really that far in my global feats. I do them kind of slowly. Um, the two that I need to do that are important are the kills, are the wins feats, right? So I have the rebel one will be done now, right? Because I got the all the rebels thing, so that'll be done. And then I need to get my Mandalorian and my what are these guys? My Ewoks. And then I'll be done with globals because I don't do the other globals right now. I don't need to. I will do like an aioli if it has a little bit of mayo in it. No, I'm not doing first order. I hate conquests where I have to do both 40 kills. It's one of my least favorite things to do in the world when I have to do both 40s and I have no reason to do both 40s. I skip that one and I skip Piet. I know some people they cheese Piet. I didn't. I can never seem to get that to work with my speeds and my data disks. I can never get it to be reliable, so I just skip it. Yeah, and I try to only do one of the 40 feats. Rebels is super easy because I have to do it anyway. You know, there's so much going on with the Rebels. Then I use them as a push team that I don't have a problem using them. And also when you use Ruthless Swiftness, First Order is not very clean, right? Because you end up like killing your own guys. Let's do you. I know Zori's not great if I'm using... If I'm using Ray. Don't really need the turn meter though. You know what? We're going to use C3PO because those debuffs will help me a lot. And let's see how we do, guys. Like, this is just so stupid how much I need to do here. Alright, one dead. Of course, why wouldn't that go on cooldown? I'll do like a Chipotle... Come on, like, are we fucking serious? Sometimes I fucking hate this game. Yeah, Solo man, I'm finishing up anyway, dude, so, you know, enjoy, man. Alright, I'm gonna try one more, just because we have the consumables already on. Maybe we'll go to the ult instead. In the past, I've had no problem with it. This is, like, last Conquest I did this first, but I also, both of my rays are at 80%, you know, so if I have to do this later, I should be okay. Alright, so I can't use the ult because that's stupid. I know everybody uses invasive endings. I try not to change my data disks until the very end because it messes with my... it messes with my cheese strategy. When I use like too many of those things, I just want to give her more health with that. But so the thing is, like, I'm not worried about doing this feat. I know I'll be able to do this feat. That's not so much the concern. The concern is just doing it right now and getting it done right now. Well, that's how they sell it to you, right? It's actually just get you gone. You're the damage. I don't need everybody to survive. Well, that's fun. What is the other one? Dark side, right? I just don't want to waste this consumable. Resistance, dark side. Alright. Dark side should be easy. That should not be a problem at all. Let's just do that, get it over with, call it a day, come back tomorrow. I'll finish it in the morning or something when I have 100% unray. Well, that's what I did, but I thought it would be enough even with my stamina being low, and with my stamina being low, it still was not enough. But now we know, right? I don't think, can he, oh, he can die. Okay, well. But that's why I save those consumables. I save them for this stupidity, for dealing with these, because I don't have the patience for it. 7 days, because it goes till Monday, or 8 days, right? 8 days because it goes till Monday. So we got a whole week. That's why I'm not stressing this at all. Got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Not concerned. Alright, what do we get here? Nothing special. Get the data disk. I got 20 energy to kill. I'm going to throw those Tuskens back in there just so that I have one less Tusking battle I have to worry about. This is the Tusken one, right? Yeah, 9 of 14. I love as I start to finish these things up, and then it's one more team that I just don't have to do things with. Where the hell is that Tusken battle? I know for a fact I did not. Did I 3-star it? I guess I did 3-star it. Yeah, so Nomad, I don't know if you were here when we were talking about it before, but it's basically to me, it's the hard cheese versus the soft cheese. And the soft cheese is getting to the end, right? And trying to do it as efficiently as possible. And then the hard cheese is, now that I've beaten the boss, is trying to use as little of my energy as possible to finish up those rest of those feats. So like Foresight, I had all of those other things to do. Wasn't a big deal. We got it by the end. Not exposes. What's the other one? Staggers. I know that there's the crew cheese. I use the Phoenix cheese with Vet Han, and that gets it for me pretty quickly. And that's the kinds of things that I'll be doing, starting tomorrow. Okay, got my Omicron. What do we got? 124. should be good for Jar Jar. Um, let's just check out where we are in. All right, that's easy. That's easy. Perfect. Do I even care? Do I don't. I'm just deploying. I get to make those decisions as the guild officer in charge. $82,000. We're just deploying. We're calling that a day. We're making this super duper easy. We are going to hit this. We have no reason to go any further. Guys, we have done everything that needs to get done today. Literally everything is finished. We've done it all. I'm super happy. Thank you for coming out and making this more bearable for me. I appreciate it. Jar Jar's coming up. Hoping to get that done. I'm super excited about that. I'm going to try to stream that stuff because it's fun for me. If you're like, oh crap, I miss his stream sometimes, the Discord is on YouTube. The Discord is on my Reddit. The Discord is on my Discord. And now, thanks to you guys, it's on Twitch as well. And you can opt in or out of those notifications at your leisure. So thanks for the chats. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks for trusting me with your time, because that is something that I never really expected. Have a great rest of your weekend. And cheers.